Hello friends, welcome to Lukman IAS. Today we are going to have the Hindu analysis of 11th June 2021. Let us see which are the important articles from today's The Hindu newspaper. Yes, these are the important articles for mains purpose and for prelims purpose. Let us take overview of all these articles. Making peace with nature. On page number 7, op-ed page, this context of this particular article, it is talking about the declaration of, or we are celebrating UN Decade for Ecosystem Restoration from 2021 to 2030. This decade is going to be the decade of ecosystem restoration. So, the article is discussing the need of ecosystem restoration. At the same time, it is also providing some steps, suggestions to have such kind of ecosystem restoration in India. Okay, so this is important from GS3 paper environment as well as any essay topic related to environment. Then, should retired officials be barred from disclosing information? On page number 7, this is actually the interview regarding, we can say, interview of expert regarding this particular issue. Or recently the government of India had issued the notice and said that the retired officials of intelligence agencies, they are not supposed to disclose information throughout lifetime, even after retirement. Okay, so this is important from polity and GS4 ethics paper also. So secrecy or confidentiality versus right to information. So this is important issue debate and from polity and governance perspective and GS4 ethics paper. Accordingly, we will try to understand arguments in favor of the government notification, argument against also, and way forward. Yes, Ministry of External Affairs hints at talks with Taliban. So, recent developments in Afghan peace process and India's role, what India is doing in that Afghan peace process, you need to have follow up GS2 paper, international relations. Then Sahel region. So again, context editorial on page number 6. Already we have discussed the violence recently that happened in Burkina Faso country of Western Africa. So that's why it is in news, Sahel region. That country, the part of country lies in Sahel region. So that becomes important from a geography perspective. What is this Sahel region? Some climatic and regional, we can say, geographic aspects involved here, the kind of occupation that people practice in that region, all these aspects on from prelims perspective. Then CHIME telescope yields unprecedented results. So here we have to understand the specific space phenomenon that is being observed through this CHIME's telescope. This is important from science and technology, space science prelims examination. Lastly, some COVID-19 related developments at national and international stage that we are having follow up on daily basis. Then practice prelims MCQs that we are solving on daily basis from that day's current affairs and important captions and quotations from today's articles. Let us go into details of all these articles. First, making peace with nature. Now, this is important from environment section. We are expecting such topic, essay topic also this year for mains examination. Why? Because yes, we are celebrating UN Decade of Ecosystem Restoration. Okay. Now, on World Environment Day, 5th June, UNEP and FAO, right? So United Nations Environment Program and Food and Agriculture Organizations, so both arms of or specialized agencies of United Nations, basically they launched this UN Decade for Ecosystem Restoration on 5th June, World Environment Day. Okay, so that's why it is in news. Now, need of ecosystem restoration. First of all, let us try to understand the need having the context of pandemic. Okay, so yes, COVID-19 pandemic is result of degradation of ecosystem, degradation of ecosystems through human activities, and because of that many such pathogens entering from wildlife to human habitats. In last 2 decades we have seen such many virus pathogens entering human habitats and threatening human lives, like Ebola virus is there, or Nipah virus is there, SARS virus was there, and now SARS-CoV-2, that is coronavirus, leading to COVID-19 disease, right? So this is actually the result of more and more degradation of ecosystem, wildlife habitat destruction and fragmentation, that is resulting into man and animal interference, and ultimately these pathogens entering into human habitations. Okay, so that's why ecosystem restoration gains importance. Ecosystem restoration not only protects nature but also protects humans. Okay, so this is in we can say benefit for human, for we can say ecosystem restoration. Now the writer or the article is providing steps towards ecosystem restoration. So the first step towards ecosystem restoration is reducing the carbon emissions. Okay, so yes, this is very important. The first and foremost, at world stage there should be collaboration, and those countries having the higher emissions, they should focus on reducing these carbon emissions. For that purpose, some of the factual information: we know that under Paris Agreement we want to limit global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius by end of this century, and for this purpose, to achieve this target under Paris Agreement, net zero emissions target should be achieved by 2050. This should be achieved especially those who are having the highest emissions, like US, China, India and European Union, right? So they should focus on achieving this target, reducing the carbon emissions. Now what is the significance of this step? Yes, this will result into more and more let's say storage, or we can say whatever the carbon sink we have, like forest, soil, oceans, land, all these carbon sinks will have more and more ability to absorb this further carbon emissions by the future generations. It will help in economic activities of the future and sustainable development. Second aspect is that we need to move our transform our economic, financial and production processes in sustainable or towards sustainability. At present we have a kind of, let's say, mass consumption, or production processes are not efficient, and which are leading to let's say wastage of natural resources, right? So because of that we need to focus on sustainable production processes, economic processes, reduce the wastage of natural resources, right? One more point here we wanted to tell, that for this achieving this, India should move towards, let's say, transform its energy system, agriculture transform energy system, agriculture, then we can also say that yes, energy system, agriculture, then transforming our urban development. All these aspects should be considered, infrastructure development. So this should be energy efficient. These should be energy efficient. For example, we should move towards uh, our energy system that is very much dependent on coal at present, that should be moving towards renewable energy system. We should focus on energy efficiency. In agriculture, the use of fertilizer should reduce, or we can say the monoculture should reduce, crop diversification should be promoted, right? So all these aspects are important. You can give some measures here. Then moving towards sustainability, the focus here also should be reducing the subsidies, especially in agriculture, which are impacting environment, right? We need to factoring environment impact in all the fiscal policies of the government also, right? Then we can focus here on the individual level. On the individual level. On individual level, what steps are required is we need to change our consumeristic behavior. As Mahatma Gandhi had already said that there is everything for a person's need on this planet, but not for his greed on this planet, right? So yes, this is true, and we need to change our consumeristic behavior. We need to reduce our consumption in a sustainable manner. We need to reduce the wastage of the food resources or other such electricity resources and move towards a sustainable way of life. This is at individual level we can focus. Ultimately it will have huge impact on overall, right? So in this manner you can provide way forward also. Basically this is largely for essay topic. Whenever we are talking about the environment section, or we are expecting such linkages of this pandemic with environment and sustainable development, so we are expecting such essay topic, try to use this discussion in your answer. Again there can be question like discuss the need of ecosystem restoration and suggest measures that should be taken in India in this direction, right? So yes, the discussions that just now we had, you can give such measures as well as the need of ecosystem restoration. Sorry. Yes. Next, should retired officials be barred from disclosing information? Now the context of this article is that recently the government of India prohibited retired officials of security and intelligence organizations from publishing anything about their work or organization without prior clearance from the head of the organization. Now this has created a debate whether there should be such lifelong ban on disclosure of information, or there is another approach that can be adopted. So basically we have to focus here whether it is good to have such kind of secrecy or confidentiality versus transparency or right to information. The ethical dilemma here, right to information as fundamental right recognized by Supreme Court of the people, right? So such ethical dilemma we can expect case study also. We can use such kind of, let's say, ethical dilemma whenever we are talking about secrecy versus transparency. This is important debate in ethics paper also, GS4. Now arguments in favor of such restriction, prohibition of disclosing information. First and foremost is that the sensitive information that these officials hold, this is important for, let's say, security of the nation, security of the country, important. Then it is important for having friendly relations with other countries, friendly relations with other countries, at the same time law and order. So you can see here all these are the reasons for reasonable restrictions on freedom of speech and expression, which are mentioned in Article 19(1) of Indian Constitution, right. So these reasonable restrictions, basically they are very important when we are talking about holding such information. These officials are in a position, or we can say different position, holding different position than the common citizens, right. That's why there is need of having a different approach while implementing these fundamental rights. The sensitive information they hold, and therefore it needs to be protected. First argument. Second argument is that when such sensitive information is disclosed, there can be political instability in the country. It can create political instability in the country. For example, suppose any political decision that is taken by the government in terms of security of the nation, then if in future that is disclosed by security agency officials, then what will happen is opposition party will surely take a dig on it and start accusing the ruling parties, and there will be some kind of political disturbance, instability in the country, and therefore the instability in the government itself. This is not good for any democratic country, right. So such kind of arguments in favor you can give here. At the same time, you should also be aware about some references from ethical perspective. You can give the reference of Kautilya. Kautilya favored in having such kind of secrecy for the let's say security of the state. He was very much keen on protecting the state, and for that purpose he had some kind of secrecy maintained of such, let's say he had some let's say diplomats working in the other countries, or those people who had sensitive information of the foreign countries, right. So protection of the state was utmost important here according to Kautilya, in terms of we can say having or holding such information, sensitive information. So you can give such a reference of Kautilya here, right. So yes, these are arguments in favor. Now arguments against, first and foremost is that democracy. In democracy we have civic rights, we have transparency in the decision making of the government. Along with that, people enjoy right to information as important right available with the people, and accordingly the people will be able to hold the government accountable. Now suppose any decision that was taken by the government in terms of security of the country, and that was a wrong decision, suppose it turned out a wrong decision, right. So people need to know about this information. People need to know about this information. This is the argument, especially in a democracy like India. So this should be available right to information. Along with that, there is some kind of, let's say, debate, that is secrecy versus confidentiality, right. Secrecy versus confidential. This is actually negative term. Secrecy is negative term from, let's say, Official Secrets Act 1923, British era concept secrecy, or we can say the bureaucratic model given by Max Weber that focused on this secrecy, right. So this is not good. This has resulted into many such important information, decisions of the government administration kept in the dark, and people were not knowing about this, and to some extent it was used against government, against people. So this is negative term, while confidentiality is positive term. Confidentiality is positive term, right. So secrecy is not good, confidentiality is good. This is important, let's say, value of civil servants in the administration, the confidentiality should be ensured, right? Secrecy is negative word here. Fine. So transparency, right to information, civic rights in democracy. Along with that, the secrecy, there should not be secrecy. It is antithesis to the transparency or right to information. Now looking at the conflict between this transparency versus secrecy, or prohibiting the disclosure of information as a way forward, there should be a madhyam mark or middle path should be approached. Middle path, what can be middle path? You can give the reference of US. In US, such kind of disclosure of information automatically after 30 years. After 30 years. Now this is let's say appropriate time period. After 30 years, those politicians will not be in power, or even may not be alive, even the officials may not be alive, or we can also say that the kind of, let's say, politics or the government or even the society has progressed or moved on to the earlier times, and the disclosure of that information will not have the adverse impact, rather it will enrich the debate here. Whatever the decisions were taken at that time, it will add to the references or enrich the debate on that topic, right? So here we can also adopt such part. In India also there is denotification of files, but it is at very slower rate. It is at very slower rate. So it should be increased. It should be increased. Many such files can be denotified and can be brought in the public domain. Needs to increase the denotification of files and disclosure of information, right? So yes, many a times retired IAS officers or those officials write memoirs, their autobiographies, and in that they disclose the information. However, they have to maintain the fine balance with the sensitive information that is to be disclosed. Many times such books, such memoirs become the part of debate. Many times government is also of the view that that results into breach of rules, code of conduct. However, we have to understand that we need to follow the middle path here. Disclosure of information after some time period is not having adverse effect. Okay, so such disclosure should be there. Lifetime ban of or prohibition of disclosure is not good for any democratic country. This should be the stand taken in the answer. Fine? Okay. Now, MEA hints at talks with Taliban. Now, yes, we can understand that government of India has changed the earlier stance towards Afghan peace process. Earlier, it was not in the view of talking with Taliban leaders, right? It was completely supporting the talks with the government, elected government of Afghanistan. Now it has changed because US announced the withdrawal by September 2021 of its forces, and therefore India has changed its stance and now is in the view that it is going to have deliberations with all stakeholders including Taliban. Right. Recently, Mr. Jaishankar, External Affairs Minister, held meeting with Qatar National Security Advisor on 10th June 2021 during transit stop in Doha between his visits to Kuwait and Kenya. Okay, so yes, the talks appear to have run into trouble both in Doha, where the Taliban's official headquarters are based, and in Istanbul, where US-backed process for talks with the Taliban have been delayed for more than 2 months. This is the present situation in Afghan peace process. You need to understand India's stand change now. India is in talks with the Taliban leaders also, though not openly at present, but yes, various stakeholders, that means Taliban also. Now, the other statements you need to be aware is we want double peace, that is peace in Afghanistan as well as peace in the surrounding region. This is a double peace. Our external affairs minister has said this from time to time. Other process that you need to understand is US backed process and UN backed process of Afghanistan peace in the Afghanistan. Along with that, the Heart of Asia talks, which are related to Afghanistan peace process, Heart of Asia talks. This is the joint initiative of Afghanistan and Turkey. Okay, Afghanistan and Turkey. Fine, this is also called as Istanbul process. So, Heart of Asia, Istanbul process, this is related to Afghanistan peace process. Fine, so this is the follow up that you need to have on this issue. Then Sahel region, this is in news because the violence that erupted in Burkina Faso country, right? Burkina Faso, the location, earlier we talked about the location of this Burkina Faso in the Western African region, and the northern part lies in the Sahel region. Now, what is this Sahel region? This is also important for prelims examination from geography aspect. From Atlantic Ocean to the Red Sea, this is the patch between the northern Sahara region, Sahara Desert, and southern Sudanian savanna grasslands. The southern Sudanian savanna grassland. This is the transition biogeographic region, biogeographic realm of transition in Africa between Sahara to the north and Sudanian savanna in the south. This is how you need to remember. It supports unique kind of ecology also and climate. It has semi-arid climate. Sahel part of Africa includes west to east parts of northern Senegal. See here, the Senegal, this is country, northern Senegal, then southern Mauritania, then we have Mali, then northern part of Burkina Faso, Niger, then Nigeria, Chad and Sudan. So, these countries or the parts of these countries lies in Sahel region. Then topography of Sahel is mainly flat with 200 to 400 meter elevation. Okay, largely it is flat. Traditionally, most of the people in Sahel region have semi-nomads farming and raising livestock. The system of transhumans, we know that moving the herds of sheep and goats from one region to other region in search of grass, we can say water and grass, this is transhumans, right. So, this is practiced in the Sahel region of Africa. So, you need to be aware it is the transition biogeographic realm between Sahara desert on the north and on the south Sudanian savanna grasslands. Okay. Now, moving on to next. CHIME telescope yields unprecedented results. What is this CHIME telescope? Full form, Canadian Hydrogen Intensity Mapping Experiment, which is having collaboration with India's Tata Institute of Fundamental Research and National Center for Radio Astrophysics in Pune, TIFR Mumbai, this NCRA in Pune, right. It has assembled largest collection of fast radio burst FRBs. What are these FRBs? Let us try to understand this space phenomenon. FRBs are oddly bright flashes of light registering in radio bands of electromagnetic spectrum, which blaze for few milliseconds before vanishing without a trace. So, there is flashing of light, a huge light with milliseconds time period. These are called as fast radio burst, bright flashes of light. Okay, their origin is unknown and their appearance is highly unpredictable. So, through this telescope experiment, we are mapping such fast radio burst, and therefore, there is some kind of progress in this study through this project, SHINE project, a largest stationary radio telescope in British Columbia, Canada. Right. It comprises of 4 massive cylindrical radio antennas, roughly the size and shape of snowboarding half pipes. Now, the telescope receives radio signals each day from half of the sky as Earth rotates. This fast radio burst, the telescope detects more and more FRBs. Scientists hope to pin down exactly what kind of exotic phenomenon could generate such ultra bright, ultra fast signals. Okay, so they require huge amount of energy. What is the source of energy they are having? At the same time, the scientists are looking into tracing the origin of the atmospheric dust or the gases that are present in the atmosphere, right? So this is good development. You need to be aware about space science and development, Canadian hydrogen intensity mapping experiments, and fast radio bursts. Fine. Now, COVID-19 related developments. US will purchase 500 million doses of Pfizer BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine and donate them to 92 low and middle income countries and African Union. The vaccines will be shipped from August onwards, with 200 million doses distributed this year and 300 by the middle of next year. So this will be we can say in addition to the facilities of COVAX that US will contribute. Okay, so this is good development when we are talking about equitable distribution and access to COVID-19 vaccines at affordable rate, especially in lower and middle income countries and African countries. Now let us solve this practice prelims MCQ. Very simple, directly such kind of question can be asked. Fine. So you should be aware about such important regions from geography mapping perspective. Those who are not aware about this, surely they can get wrong, because West Asia or Central Asia may be confusing with Africa. So just now we talked about the Sahel region, which is located in northern Africa from western coast to eastern coast. It is continuous patch between the Sahara desert lying on the north and the Sudanian savanna grasslands on the south. So Africa is the correct answer. Fine. Now some important captions and quotations. COVID-19 pandemic is a direct result of degradation of natural areas, species loss and exploitation. The first article we discussed regarding ecosystem restoration, some important captions from that article. Healthier ecosystem and healthier respect for wild species of our world will give us healthier planet and healthier people. Such statement can be used in essay paper. Ecosystem restoration benefits people as well as nature. More than biological coronaviruses, civilization is indeed experiencing excruciating worldwide pandemic of barriers and barricades. This is one article on page number 6, editorial page, talking about in a philosophical manner some literary aspect is involved. Either you can use it for essay paper. The context here, it is talking about during this pandemic time, how we can say nationalistic attitude has gained momentum in different countries. Like the examples given are rich poor divide, violence, racial violence, or we can say communalism, violence against minority religion, minority caste, gender based violence. All these are happening worldwide during this pandemic. So that's why the writer is saying the worldwide pandemic of barriers and barricades. Fine. Okay. Yes, so these were important articles from today's The Hindu newspaper. If you like this video, if you find this discussion enriching, try to spread the knowledge, share this video with your friends and colleagues. At the same time, For further information regarding the test series at Lukman IAS along with the foundation batch for next year students, those who are going to attempt the examination for 2022, for more information about the foundation program of Lukman IAS, you can contact Lukman IAS. Thank you.
Live online classes are as effective as offline classes. Ethics with S. Ansari remains the best ever choice. Do you know that ethics paper is the only paper in general studies that pays more with less efforts? One can easily secure 130 to 140 marks. Lukman IAS is a well-established name since 2014 for ethics paper. We offer 3 types of courses: Ethics Foundation course, Ethics Case Studies, and Ethics Test Series. Since 2015, Lukman IAS students have maintained the records of securing the highest marks in this paper. Ethics Foundation course is starting from 21st of June 2021. Classes will be for 4 days in a week from 11 am to 1:30 pm. The course duration is of 60 days and the videos will be available for 75 days. There will be 43 classes, of which 35 classes will be focused on theory and concept building and 8 classes will be dedicated for case studies. There will be over 180 case studies and 3 tests. Since 4 months are left for prelims, one can easily finish the ethics paper before prelims itself, and it's a good opportunity. So why to wait? Contact us today for more information.